Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Friday. I'm in the office, taking care of business, paying bills as usual. Mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. I was golfing this morning out at the golf course. Oh, it's still pretty hot here. We had a slightly cooler day. I got out there early. The range was packed full of people. I was sweating buckets. But I hit some good balls. I hit driver today. For anybody who's new to the channel, I've been learning golf. This is one of the new things that I've been taking up as a hobby. It's good to keep moving forward. I'm 54 years old, learning new things every day, climbing new mountains, setting goals for myself. Let's talk about goal acquisition. I want to talk about alignment. When you are in proper alignment with the universe, I know that's kind of a lofty way to put it, but it really is the way it feels to me. When you're in proper alignment, your goal acquisition feels easier. You can get around obstacles, get over hurdles, get past stuff, get to from point A to point B rather quickly and painlessly, it feels like, but you have to be in proper alignment, and that means that you have to do some work on your end. It doesn't just happen on its own. I realized this with playing golf. I was hitting driver today, and I hit a bunch of terrible ones. But I hit a few good ones, and when I hit the good ones, I realized that's when I'm in proper alignment, literally, physically. I'm lined up on the ball properly. I have my hands on the club properly. My backswing is proper. My downswing is proper. Everything is in alignment. And when you do it right, that ball, every time when you do it right, that ball goes where it's supposed to go and goes way up in the air and goes really far. If you're out of alignment, something's going to go wrong. Ball goes flying this way, that way. Maybe you don't even hit the ball. Maybe you miss it completely. I did that once. Look around to see if anybody's watching. And such is life. If you want to accomplish a goal, you're going to have to be very clear what that goal is. So you can reach that point on the horizon. You need a point on the horizon. Which direction you're going? Somewhere that way, or I'm going right there. You see that? That's where I'm going. Well, that's a whole different conversation between those two. One guy's completely lost. He doesn't even know where he's going. The other guy knows exactly where he's going. Take step every day to get to that point. So you want to be clear with yourself so you know every day what steps need to be taken forward, little micro steps, but also so the universe can help move you forward, put you on an escalator, or those moving sidewalks like at the airport. When I was a kid, I used to love those. And this really works, at least for me. And I'll practice really solidifying my goal, thinking about it. Whether it be in business, whether it be in a new hobby like golf, in social, if I'm trying to build social relationships, whatever it is. Maybe I'm single and I want to, a woman, I want to start a relationship. I have to be very clear what kind of woman. There's lots of different kinds of women. You can't just say, I need any woman. I just need a woman. Anyone will do. Oh, really? Because if that's the message you put out into the universe, watch what kind of joke is going to be played upon you. No, you might want to be clear. Oh, sorry, universe. I didn't mean just any woman. I meant a good woman. Well, what's a good woman? Maybe one who's not a drug addict. Maybe one who won't screw all my friends. You could think about what it means to you and be really clear. And this will help you when you're socializing, when you're meeting people, when you're networking. You might meet somebody I have before and just they fit all the boxes. It's like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, you really have something going on. I had been in that position one time where I was putting messages out to the universe that I wanted a woman, but I wasn't really clear on what it was. And I was living in this house a block off the beach, renting it. I would have bought that house if the company would have sold it to me. It was like a rental company. I guess the owners didn't want to sell it. And I was literally like thinking in my head, man, I need a chick. But I wasn't really clear on what I was looking for, what my intentions were. I wasn't saying I want a wife and a kid and I want a significant other to grow with. I wasn't thinking specifically like that. I'm just putting this message out there. I just need a chick. Well, I had a knock on the door. Who could it be? I go look, and it's a chick standing in a bathrobe, and she was smoking hot, naked, in a bathrobe, with no shoes on. And she was smoking hot. Brown-haired chick. Thin, big boobs. And I was sitting there like, that was weird. And she says in this fucked up way, she was so wigged out of her brain on, what was it, OxyContin. And she's like, sorry to bother you. And she's all drugged out. And she's like, do you have any Oxy? I'll pay you later if you got any, please, please, I'll do something. You know, she's like suggesting she could do something. And I'm like, I had just moved to this area. I'd been there maybe a month. I didn't know anybody on my block. No, I knew one other guy on the corner. I should tell the story about that guy. It's such a funny story. That'll be for the next one. The helicopter pilot. I'll have to write that down. I got to tell the helicopter pilot story. It's so funny. But this is the stripper story. Turns out she was a stripper chick. Lived across the street, looking for OxyContin. Could have been just a little quinky-dink coincidence, you know. I had literally just been sitting on the sofa thinking about, man, I really could use a woman. I could use a girl, not being specific, just putting that message out there, that vague, weird message. And the universe said, oh, really? Huh. Well, there you go. Here's one, Sky. You want a girl? Here goes one. And her eyes are fucking flying in different circles as she's sitting there being like, yeah, you got any OxyContin? So here goes some homework for you. Think about what your goal is. Be very specific what it is. Write it down. You may need to paint a picture. Be very detailed. You're talking about a business. You want to start a business. What kind of business? What's your job going to be in that business? What's your daily operation going to be? What's your commute to the business going to be? What does the building look like? Who works for you? What do they look like? You know, how many hours a day do they work? What are their jobs? Get really detailed. Nothing's happened yet, but you know exactly what's going to happen. This will really help you with your movement forward. We could come up with any scenario off the top of our head as far as any goal. You want to meet a woman? Be specific. Or else the universe might play a little prank on you like it did me. Some of you guys would love for her to be on your doorstep. Not me. I just laughed and was just like, okay. Somebody up there is having a nice little laugh at my expense. Food for thought.